Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. It is Tequila Thursday, and we are happy to have you here today. This show, we get to jump in and talk trades, and we love talking trades, and we don't just talk our trades, we talk all trades. And that's one of our favorite things to do here. And check this out.
And we don't do it alone.
Boom.
Well,
that's
sometimes
it.
we do.
Sometimes we do.
Sometimes we do.
You know, sometimes we get tied up with other things going on in the world and have to train people and have to learn things, you know, but that's what we try to teach on here. Learn more, teach more. That's the things that we need to be doing out in the trades so that each and every person out there can get better at what they do so that we can put in better projects. But just wanted to, you know, let y'all know that I am Henry Wakefield, 20-year pipe fitter by trade. That's what I really love doing. I enjoyed big pipe, and heavy pipe was one of my favorites. I like dealing with the cranes and stuff. So it was really cool. When you've got pipe so big, you've got to hang it with a crane. Fun to do.
It's not a bad gig.
That's it. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Those of y'all that have been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time here, guys, hang around. We are going to have fun. Special shout out really quick to Kevin Hawthorne, first one in the house as always. Hope you're doing great today, brother. Guys, this is a Trade Talks Live. We talk about, like you said, all the trades. And we do this because we think if you'll learn more about your niche, your industry, your profession each and every day, get up every day, study 30 minutes to an hour, you can move up to be in the top 5% of your industry. Now, we do that. It's not so you know everything about everything, so there's less out there you don't know anything about. It really will help you move up and do better in your niche and industry. Now, I'm Roger Wakefield. I've been a plumber since 1980. That's exactly when I started. So I've done this a long time. I've done non-union, union, non-union again, commercial, residential, industrial, open shop, a lot, but also construction and service. I've done a little bit of everything, so that's why we feel we're pretty good at talking about this. If you don't know much about me, I've got another YouTube channel called Roger Wakefield Plumbing Education. Check it out. It ain't bad. This video is sponsored by me and Squirt, really. I talk about YouTube. I teach people how to do YouTube. If you've got a business and you don't know how to do YouTube, you need to learn. Because here pretty soon, YouTube is going to be more important for your business than your website. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, and it's owned by the largest, which is Google. And we're also being found on AI now. You go and talk to AI, it knows who Roger Wakefield is, and it knows who the Trade Talks are. So guys, jump in, get into it before your competition does. If you'd like to learn more about it, go to justmattroger.com. There's a free webinar. It teaches you that you don't need all the fancy equipment, you don't need tons of subs, and you don't need millions of followers. Now, this video is also sponsored by Residential Service Professionals. We're doing a masterclass August 22nd. I'll be talking about that later. If you want to find out more about it, I'll get Squirt to put a link in here and we'll tag it. But it's also, as it always has been since the beginning, sponsored by LeakPro.
That's it. And we'd love to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode, where they build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And when I say they, I'm talking me. I build all the equipment here in Texas. So, you know, I love hearing that question. Is it built in the USA?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Are you sure? Yes, it's built right here in Texas by my hands.
I built it myself.
Sure
you want to watch it?
That I know exactly where it came from.
And we get all the parts from Texas, or not Texas.
Not Texas, from the U.S.
But we get all the parts from the United States.
Order everything from here. Now, some of the little components, I'm curious to where they're manufactured, but I order them all from here for sure.
We try.
That's it. That's what I did. Is I made the best attempt I could, but some electronic components we just don't make here anymore. You know, I'm sure.
It's kind of crazy.
I'm gonna have to look into that and see what all I got.
I like it.
But we build a couple different devices, so I always suggest checking out the complete kit. It's the business in a box. Comes with that probe for your outdoor stuff, that sidekick for any of your indoor stuff when you're listening through concrete and slabs. So check out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. But also, if you're not familiar with how to do it, I like to teach people how to do leak detection. Because if you're a plumber out there, you can do it. It's not that hard. You learn the process, you work that process, it guides you to the leak. Come spend a couple days with me, and I can teach you that full process. So give me a call at 1-8888-LEAKPRO. I'd love to get this added to your list of services.
Absolutely. So said hello to Kevin there. Brother, good to see you as always. Gen X Plumber in the house says, good morning, fellas. Happy Tequila Thursday.
Yeah.
Brother Tersh, how you doing? Says, my guys, good morning. Good morning. You, sir. Great seeing you in here as always.
That's it. Morning, brother.
Neat stuff going on today because, man, number one, this is Thursday, August the 14th. Hope y'all are doing great today. And headline news, major utility awards, multi-year grid hardening contracts.
Yeah.
Now, this is a developing story today. We're awaiting full release of contractor names, but the deal is confirmed. A major United States utility is issuing multi-year task order contracts to harden the grid against storms, fire, and outages. Now, we know all about that here in Texas back when we had Snowmageddon. But let's break down what the grid hardening means. Think reconducting, okay, overhead lines with advanced alloy cables. So you're changing them out. Replacing wooden poles with composites, burying lateral lines, flood-proofing substations, and building fire-resistant corridors. Now, it's also about sectionalizing out switches, new tie-ins for the microgrids, and remote shutoff capabilities. Now, the only thing I don't like is the remote shutoff capabilities because that allows them to do the rolling blackouts. But, they've got to be able to control it.
That's it.
These scopes involve line workers, civil crews, directional drillers, concrete and fencing teams, site utility contractors, and even traffic control subcontractors. Look, if you're a small sub, this is your opportunity to partner with bigger contractors and get a foot in the door. Now, you can believe there's going to be a lot of overtime work, a lot of night work, especially for de-energized outages. And some work will require hot stick techniques, full 811 coordination, and they're going to be called every day. You can bet on that. And then city permitting. Okay. Contract, unit, price task orders with emergency mobilization clauses. Because you're going to get calls in the middle of the night when you ain't working saying, hey, we got a problem. That means pre-qualification is key. Get all your stuff done. EMR, safety, past performance. We talk about those multipliers all the time. If your insurance multiplier is too high, you ain't going to get any of this work. Outage window execution, everything matters.
Yeah, and crews can expect great overtime opportunities. Did you work many nights?
I did.
Okay, I loved working
Yes,
nights.
I did.
Like if I was ever given the option, they're like, look, we're going on 7/12s. We're gonna have a day shift and a night shift. I'm like, can I do nights, please? For some reason, that 12-hour night shift goes by so much quicker, so much smoother and everything than the daytime 12 hours.
Oh, it does.
Seems like it just lasts forever during the day. It's really funky how that really happens. I love working nights, especially when you're pumping in this overtime.
Yep.
But it's also going to bring in a lot of need for safety protocols for the heat, fatigue management, because you're working all this extra. And that's something we had was to stay hydrated.
You bet.
And this can be high paying, high security work. So stay ready, guys. It's out there. Check it out. Something good.
And this is a completely different kind of work. So if it's something you don't do, maybe we're checking into. All right, we're going to jump into the bottom line and building a vendor scorecard to squeeze 3 to 7% cost savings out. Because if you want better pricing without switching vendors every month, start scoring them. A solid vendor scorecard measures price stability, delivery accuracy, lead times, support responsiveness, and defect and return rates. Every time a PO is late, short, or wrong, document it. Tie each purchase to the job that it was meant for, and then review them monthly with your purchasing team, with your project manager, whoever is documenting it for that job. Then talk to the foreman placing the orders. You'll start to see patterns. A/B test 2 vendors on high volume items like maybe your PVC pipe, your copper, fittings, hangers, PPE. We call it PVF, pipe fittings and valves. The pipe, valves, and fittings, your most important things.
That's it.
The improvement will add up. Field input matters too. Make sure you're talking to the crews. Are the labels easy to read? Did the right parts come in? Are substitutes acceptable? Does packaging save them time, or does it cause them to redo the stuff? Then tier your suppliers. Number 1 gets priority. That's who we give our priority orders to. And how are they at forecasting? Your second level down, they're okay. We got people that'll do stuff. And you have some vendors on probation that get limited use until they get things right. And you just tell them, look, you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
It's big.
You've got to change your way so that I can keep using you because...
Yeah, the way it's going ain't going to work.
That's it. That's it.
And then, go ahead.
I was going to say, you can use a lot of contract terms like fuel surcharge caps, free freight thresholds to lock in that extra margin so that you've got a little clause in there. It's called CYA, guys. You've got to do it. We're in construction.
Yeah.
We're used to it.
And if you're not, you'll regret it.
That's it. But the field saves you time and the office can save you money. It all adds up.
But it's like we talk about all the time, Randy. It's communication.
That's it.
You've got to communicate with the field. The field has to communicate with the office. It's top down. It's bottom up. It's everything.
Most things I've seen construction, when it's going bad, it's piss poor communication.
Mm-hmm.
It always falls back to communication somehow.
PPC.
That's it.
Matt McDonough in the house is Mr. Miyagi of Plumbing and Squirt. What's up, brothers? Happy Thursday. How did you like that water machine I sent you? I hadn't seen that one yet, so I got to get back in there and go LeakPro.
Yeah, buddy.
Just to music. It says good morning, motivators.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, and I do have people at trade shows. They'll come up and say, dude, I get up and watch y'all every morning. And it's just, it just gets me going. I get excited about that. So thank you very much. I love that. And Matt says, nights is nice because the work doesn't have to be rushed. No, but sometimes it does because you still got completions.
I was going to say, I think I always got more production done on nights because nobody was in my way or slowing me down is my favorite part.
And we normally were rushed because it was shutdown stuff. It's like, hey, this has to be up and running by 7 in the morning, no matter what.
Yep.
So
That's it.
yeah, the jobs that we were on, Matt, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, safety. And this is one we talk about all the time. Ladder and scaffold refresh using recent incident patterns.
Yes. And I like this, actually looking at what's happened and let's learn from this, guys.
Yes. It's lessons learned.
That's it. And let's talk about some fast ways to actually reduce those falls.
Mm-hmm.
3 quick ladder checks saved most workers, guys. Do I have the correct base angle? Is the top actually, is there proper support for it, or is it tied off right so that it doesn't
If it's
slip
supposed to be,
help
you bet.
prevent those things? And also, the biggest one, always maintain 3 points of contact with that ladder. Even if one is off, you are risking a fall. And guys, that doesn't mean you can't take both hands off the ladder. Okay, when you get up there to your working height, you've got both feet on, stick your belly out there and lean against that ladder, and that's 3 points of contact with that ladder so that you can work with both arms and do everything you need to do. I did piping, so I worked overhead a lot.
A lot. Yeah, me too.
Mobile scaffolds. The most common violations here are missing guardrails, some pins gone, wheels not being locked, or unsafe plank overhangs. These are one of the most dangerous things I've always seen on scaffolds is that overhang because it can be dangerous.
Not me.
Yeah?
Most dangerous thing I've ever seen, because we used to do it, is the guy still on top when everybody's down on the bottom rolling around. I'm just saying, I'm being honest.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And
I have
even
seen that
if
many
you've
times.
ever scaffold surfed, if you got the wheels around lock, you can actually grab the pipe and you kind of get to rock and you get the scaffold
Momentum
rocking
going,
and then you
yeah.
grab the pipe and pull and it'll actually make it roll. I mean, you ain't got to climb down.
Yeah, you don't even have to waste all that time. Look at that production.
I had my own mobile scissor lift right there. And in hot weather, slips happen more frequently. Sweaty gloves, fatigue, poor footing. It's not good. Work a little bitty breaks into the elevated task because you do need to get down and move around and walk a little bit. Make hydration accessible. I've seen some big scaffolds had coolers up the top of them.
Yep.
So when you're coming up or down, going down, you can go ahead and get a drink. Use green, yellow, and red tag systems to track the inspections. Foreman should log daily pre-use checks in a mobile app. And if you want to drive this home, share a real story from your crew. Somebody who missed a tie off, an unsecured ladder, near misses are great teaching moments. And that's what Kurt said. Look, I love talking about this. Guys, these are all things that are happening recently. They happen every day, to be honest.
Well, that's it. Like the overhang thing I was saying. I've seen the guy put the bucket out on this thing. Oh, it's out there. It'll be fine. And then he steps off the plank and there it goes.
Yep.
It's
Flips
like, dude, like, come on, you got to pay attention to what's going on. Of course it's going to pendulum out. Why? Because they let it
that's
overhang.
what it does.
That's it. And they let it overhang. It should not overhang that far, period. So just do some extra thinking. That typically saves a lot of issues here, and that's why we wanted to bring this up for safety.
Doesn't thinking hurt?
Slips, trips, and falls. No, I love to think. Hurts for welders, though. They do complain.
My sister's got a sign in her bathroom that says, changing the toilet paper will not lead to brain damage. Go ahead and do it.
Oh, yeah.
Once it's empty. Yeah.
Yep.
Just,
That's it. Just go for it. Just be an action person. That's what I'm becoming even more now.
you know, and I tell you what, look at what all we've been doing here lately. We are. New construction. Now, this is good. Transit projects, pipeline, station cores, and utility relocations. Now, Randy loves this, the dark tunnels, like going down underground. You're in a bus. Now, man, I got to go to New York and walk down like 3 sets of stairs and get on the subway. I'm like, this is freaking cool.
How much traffic did you hit?
None.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my part I love. Like, guys, we live here in Dallas. I used to have to drive that commute every day and deal with traffic morning and evening every day. It's kind of nice to avoid that occasionally when you've got some good transportation like that. And I think it's really cool.
That's why I love, they're talking about putting in the speed rail from Dallas to Houston.
Yes.
90 minutes.
That's it.
Basically 300 miles, 90 minutes.
Boom.
And I'm like, but then again, they've been talking about that since I was in high school.
I know.
High school. That was a long time ago.
But hey, I'll tell you what. When did the Jetsons come out?
Probably around then.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, and a
We're
lot of
getting
that's
there.
becoming reality now. So it's probably not too far out.
Yeah, and they were talking about the Jetsons. One day we'll have flying cars.
That's it.
And believe it or not, they're here.
It's here.
It's
they're
not
already
here for
testing
everybody,
it. That's
but
it.
they're
It's already. They're testing the systems to see how far it can go.
I want one of those drone cars.
Yeah.
Or drone vehicles. Yeah. Okay, so there's a growing pipeline of transit station work in urban markets. The core work is deep and difficult, and we get that. Excavation, shoring, waterproofing, congestion from rebar and MEP, and all kinds of things. But the utility relocations are critical, and they usually happen at night. That way, if you shut off people's power, they don't freak out. You'll deal with MOT, the maintenance of traffic. Vac truck potholing. And man, I've got to see that work. That is so freaking cool. Unknown conflicts with your fiber, water, any utilities at all like that.
Makes it safe excavation. I love it.
It does. And this is where smaller firms can win. Bid the duct banks. Bid the vault sets, tie-in drainage runs, or maybe just temporary power loops. There's a lot of different things that you can come in as a smaller contractor and talk to the big contractor, and they're going to be like, look, man, if y'all could do all this little work here, that frees us up, and, man, you can still make good money. But coordination's tight, so when you commit to something, be ready to go. Rail work means flaggers, lockout, tagout protocols, sometimes EMI shielding near signal rooms. Speed matters. Submit your trench section details, pull box specs, and your rebar supports in advance so you're not holding up the general contractor. You've got to understand that when you're the small sub, when you're the small contractor and you come in, you're just as critical as the big one. It's not like, well, guys, we're little. They understand we're not going to be on time every day. They don't understand that. You'll be on time or you'll be replaced.
That's it. I had a buddy, he started working for specialty contractors his first time in the trades at all. So he didn't know anything coming in. He's like, yeah, we're at the very end. Like, they barely give us any time. It's like, yeah, but it takes every single person to be able to open that building. And you're just as important as any other trade on the job. I hate to say it. Now, yes, MEP's a little more robust of a trade than the landscaper.
Well, it's a licensed professional, and that's all. I mean, nothing bad about that.
Nothing bad at all. But guess what? We want the outside landscaping to look just as nice as the plumbing works inside. That's it. I think it's very important for each and every one of you to do your parts in your trade, and that's it.
Matt McDonough says mobile scaffolding is awesome for having it move as you work. I remember working on something that all of a sudden I started rolling away. Yeah. It was telling me I was done with that job. I love it. That is good. Very neat. Buddy. Okay, so mindset growth. 5 behaviors of high accountability foremen. If you want your crew to run smoother, here are 5 behaviors that make the best foreman stand out. Number 1, start each shift with clarity. A crew card listing names, tasks, and constraints. And this keeps everyone aligned. And guys, this is a big deal for a morning huddle. You get in there, you talk to people like, hey, here we are, here we're going, here's where we're going, here's what we're doing. Does anybody need anything? On the look ahead, materials should already be staged at least 48 hours in advance. If a submittal is missing, call it early. Now, this is one thing I used to do as a superintendent. I've told y'all before, I'd give them the drawing of that area they're going to work in. And it wasn't the blueprint, but it's a copy of it. Here's where you're working in. Here's what you're doing. Here's the amount of hours you have to get this job complete.
Yeah.
It lets them know it up front.
That's it. And like you were talking 48 hours here, that's great. Going to be the best foreman out there? 2 weeks.
No, you stayed 2 weeks ahead, but you have the materials in place 2 days in ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you have to know everything is the right thing to install on that job. So you don't have to come back and replace anything. Make sure the supply house sent you the right thing, because there's times that happens. It's just like, we didn't realize they specified those. Sorry.
I like that.
Oh, appreciate it, but I need these quick.
And then close the loop. Take a picture of the finished task, upload it to the daily log with your counts, anything like that. Cool thing about that is when you're putting your monthly draw together, well, we've already got that area complete. That's why we're drawing on it. And it was great. I used to be really good at that. I'd be able to walk superintendent around and say, look, by the time this is paid, we'll be to here. That's why I'm turning it in. They're like, okay, I'm good with that. But then teach the why. A 30-second explanation of the spec intent helps the crew think long-term. Let them understand. And then the big one, model safety. When something feels wrong, stop the job. Calm, consistent, stop work authority earns respect. And being the foreman that says, hey, guys, look, I want y'all to do me a favor. Everybody climb down for just a minute. You get everybody down and say, guys, look, this isn't safe, and I'm worried about y'all. And they'll be like, dude, thank you. We didn't even see that, didn't think about it, didn't know about it, whatever it was. But foremen who do this kind of thing every day, they don't just finish jobs. They build teams that want to work with them, that want to work together. And, Randy, you've been a foreman. I've been a foreman. We've both been superintendents. Communicating with your team and letting them know what's going on. It's not like you just walk and say, hey, just hang a piece of pipe here. Okay. Where's it going? Where's it coming from? What's it doing? There's details. Give them enough information to make them understand, hey, man, there's a lot going on here, not just one piece at a time.
That's it. We're all clogs in the watch, but we need to know the watch still, not just our itty-bitty pea, and that's it. People love to understand the why, the reason why we're doing everything we do. Why install those steam and condensate systems in hospitals? Oh, It's to sterilize all the equipment that they use for surgeries.
Might want to do
That's
that
how the clock
way it
works.
should be done.
And it's like, holy crap. Let's make sure that the fall's right. Let's make sure all these things. So this never has an issue or shuts down for any reason because it all feeds into that big clock that's actually got to keep moving. And that's important to know where you fit into it and keep it all going and moving smooth.
I love it. If you'll put in a link to Residential Service Professionals for me. Guys, this video is sponsored by, well, me and Squirt and the things that we do. Residential Service Professionals is a best practice group. And we're teaching you how to implement AI, how to keep your teams around longer, how to do things better. If you're interested in growing your trades company, no matter what type company it is, August 22nd, we're doing an event in Dallas. Squirt put the link in here, residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch or /launch. And hopefully I'll see you there. It'll be fun. We're going to be doing some cool stuff and be talking about some neat things. It's also sponsored by me. I get to do this because of everything that I learned about social media. So justmattroger.com. I created a free webinar for you. And I created this free webinar to teach you YouTube is a great opportunity for you in your business. If you're not doing YouTube, if you're not doing social media, you should be. The reason being is that social media, YouTube in general, is going to be better for your company than your website is here in the near future. More people go to YouTube and search, and you can be discovered, and that's going to be great for you. So if you want to learn more about it and how YouTube can help you, go to www.justmattroger.com. Also, LeakPro on the screen.
I was going to say, we'd like to thank LeakPro. Awesome. Perfect.
Perfect.
Timing.
See,
that.
I did that. I worked it out.
Good job. Love it. We'd like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They let us come in here, hang out, and talk trades for an hour each and every day that we thoroughly enjoy. But at LeakPro, we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And there's a couple different devices that we build. I built a probe, which is a T-handle style. It's got a stainless steel rod on it. That durable rod is what we love for doing that meter to the home service, because you can push it in and out of the ground, hit some rocks and stuff. It's not going to bend it or affect it any. So check out that probe. But also I built a sidekick. And the sidekick's one of my favorites because it's a pistol grip style with an aluminum rod on it. And that aluminum rod, it's a less dense metal, so it enhances the sound even more. And that's what we love when we're listening through concrete, because it eliminates the layer of concrete for you. So check out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. But also, if you're not familiar with how to do leak detection, give me a call, because I offer a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas, where I've got a slab out there with 11 leaks under it. We'll go through, I'll teach you how to locate the lines, pinpoint locate leaks under the slab, outside of the slab. I've got a leak also, so that you're familiar with what that sounds like. But then also, I've got a couple sewer systems set up, one cast iron and one PVC. And I can teach you how to go to that double clean out outside of a home and do testing to be able to determine exactly where that sewer system's leaking without having to get on the roof. Love it. Give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd be happy to talk about the equipment or the training with you and how we can add this to your company.
Okay, now, this is a big deal to you. Punch list, the swarm method.
The swarm method, you know,
Absolutely.
what I got all y'all with my thumbnail with, baby.
Absolutely.
But I do, because if you really do want to crush turnover day, it's all in the approach, guys. And the swarm method, it's one of my favorites, because a week before that handoff and everything, GC needs to go through, walk that job with the owner, whoever represents that owner, head GC, all of it. Build a punch list that's actually tagged by the rooms and the disciplines. I've been the punch list guy on a lot of jobs because of how thorough I am and attention to detail I am. So when these would come out, it was cakewalk for me, especially when they broke it down. I could go to the room. I could go to my trade. I could go, oh, here's the 5 things. Let me go fix these 5 things. Boom, checked off. Can I get a check? We're done. But then when that day begins, when it actually turns loose, you send out that list. Then swarm day comes. Assign a runner, a fixer, and a verifier for each trade that's on that list. Nobody leaves until that zone is green and all checked off, every box for your trade.
Like that.
You can use QR coded punch list items nowadays. Welcome to 2025, guys.
I know, isn't that neat?
I know. Snap before and after photos that actually close that task out in real time. I think that's pretty sweet. Stage rolling carts for each trade with all the fasteners, wire nuts, touch-up paint, caulk, discussions, everything that you need to knock out issues fast. I would always prep a cart for punch list because I knew discussions were going to be missing, some caulk in different places. All these little things. Have a cart ready to go with everything that you need to knock out majority of that punch list, unless you got a reroute, and then it may or may not fit on your cart. But also update the closeout packet live as items get completed. Let everybody on your team know, especially if you've got multiple crews working on this. Hey, this room's done. It's complete. Nobody worry about it. So that everybody knows. But nobody wants to revisit this job a week later because this one little thing got missed on that punch list that was there, but somebody checked off. We don't want that. We want to make sure it's done or it got overlooked or something, because that's happened to us once where one thing was like missed, but it was mixed in, so it was partially cut off, and it was just a funky thing. And it's like, well, guess what? Get out there and fix it real quick, guys.
And punch lists were one things that, I mean, as a superintendent, I always tried doing those myself. If I could keep my crews doing whatever they were doing, because normally you'll get the punch list a week or so before the job's ready to turn over. And you've still got some guys out there trying to finish up a few things, and or maybe even just demobilization.
Yep.
But it's like I wanted to try to do as much of it as I could because I had to be there anyway. That way I'm not using one of my guys. I'm not burning the labor dollars. Maybe it helps my job coming up 0.25% higher or something. But anything that I could do, it's like whenever I did the pool. Mm-hmm. I'm the one out shooting the points. Man, we saved so much money on that job by doing that instead of pulling strings and measurements for everything. And I decided in the beginning, this is going to be my contribution to the job. I'm going to actually do this part. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to do this. So it did. It worked pretty well.
Love that, Matt. Love that.
I heard to say cock.
Yep.
Hey.
Talking about cocking them jobs, baby.
Whatever you got to do.
That's it.
It is what it is.
Yes. Good times, always. Swarm method, though, it really is great. Punch list, you like to do it as a superintendent. I always like to drag an apprentice with me because I wanted
them to learn.
One of the things that I loved about doing the punch list is it showed me every little flaw that they look for so that I would never leave those flaws on my installations. So I'd always try to scoop up an apprentice from somewhere, steal from somebody, make a 3-man crew on the job so that they would learn to be able to look out for those things. So I thought that was really good.
Pretty neat deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this. I just looked at you realize we're like live on 8 different places all at the same time.
Yeah.
We got TikTok over here. We got Instagram, X, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. My page, my group page. So neat stuff. I love what we get to do.
That's it. Yes.
All right. Now we're going to talk about laws and licenses. And guys, we've been talking about this one a lot lately. So I hope that you understand this is real. Okay. But the heat safety policies in some states now require on the job site.
Yeah.
You better be aware of them if you've had changes, because heat illness is no joke, and states are starting to legislate safety policies. That means they're building laws.
That's it.
That are going to get you in trouble. Now, trigger temps,
80 degrees or higher.
It's 80 in wintertime here.
That's when we got to start thinking about heat.
Man, once you hit 80 degrees, water, rest, shade, those plans kick in. New hires need acclimatization. They got to be familiar with where the stuff is, y'all.
They got to get used to the feeling of the world.
Supervisors must have training. And then you've got to have post cool down zones and established buddy systems. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, you look like you're getting a little hot today.
Guys, I need a trailer with a dozen lazy boys in here so these boys can cool off,
Absolutely.
please.
A big fan.
A
big fan. All kinds of things.
Yeah, mister. It's going to get good.
And documentation matters. You need an exposure plan, an incident drill log, meaning you run on jobs and say, oh my God, guys, we're going to pretend it's over 80 degrees. Everybody take a break. So you got to document it.
You know what incident drill I like?
So,
Bob fell out. What can we do, guys? Who are we sending for ice? Who are we sending for fan? Who are we sending for water? Who's going for what? How do we deal with an incident if it actually happens?
And you know, I like you said it because when somebody goes down, normally the first person there is the one in charge.
Yep.
Unless another senior person comes up and they take control. But I mean, the first thing is you don't just say, hey, somebody go get ice and then look down.
Nope.
You look up and say, you go get ice. You call the first aid, you call safety, you call whatever.
Very specific.
Yeah. You do this. And yeah, don't just, hey, y'all do something.
Yeah.
And don't just say, hey, somebody go get ice, somebody call 911.
Yeah. Then everybody goes
You
to
do
get
this,
ice.
you do this, you do this.
Nobody called.
Right.
Make sure.
And I need you to move a fan. I need a fan over here. I need you to keep people away. I need you to pull up yellow caution tape, whatever it is. And I remember a guy going down because of the scaffolding under the front. It wasn't the scaffolding, the pans that they poured the concrete floors out at Fidelity. And they were out there removing jacks, and one of them slipped and caught a guy under it. And I mean, you could tell the guy's jacked up. Yep. But you could also tell it wasn't going anywhere else. There's nowhere for it further to fall. Right. Well, I ended up coming in the back way, so I walked right up the floor right to him. Well, they had already pulled up caution tape on the other side. They're like, you need to get out of here. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. Nothing's going to fall. The area is secured. I'm going to talk to this guy because, man, he was freaking. Yep. And it's like, dude, you need to calm down. But you need that exposure plan. You need all that. And you need to keep those in your app if it's electronic or a notebook. And then schedule smart. Heavy tasks early. Shade tents near staging. UV gear on hand. Man, the cool thing is, look, guys, we know it's going to get hot. When I was out at the airport, when I worked on summer jobs, we'd start at 5 or 6 in the morning. It's like, hey, guys, look, come on, let's go.
Yeah, we got stuck on a white roof, middle of summer here, triple-digit heat all the time. It was the holiday week hit, so it was a 4-day week, but the contract said we have to work 48-hour weeks. So it was like, guys, y'all got to work 4/12s. Boss, we work on the roof all day. Yep. What are we going to do? I said, oh, hold on. Every unit that we've got up here needs a P-trap. Every afternoon, once 2 o'clock hits, we will sit down in our shade and we will build P-traps all week long, boss. How's that sound? And he goes, I love that idea. Let's do that.
There you go.
Just to keep us out of the heat. Because it was like, look, we just got to do it because of the contract. And doesn't matter. It's a holiday week. Why does that affect? There wasn't a clause in there that said except for holiday weeks. Wow. So we had to do it.
Now, a lot of GCs are going to ask for your heat plan in your pre-qualification. You better make sure you have it ready. And this isn't just policy now. It's about safety and staying productive all summer long. But it's also the changing of the laws, y'all. Be ready for it because it's coming.
Yeah. And like we said, this is mandatory in some states, so check yours and see what's going on.
That doesn't mean do it if you want to.
That's it. It means OSHA fine if you get caught. And remember, it's not going to be a cheap one either.
Yeah.
So, yep.
All right, business training. Apprentice feedback that improves by the next shift. If you want your apprentices to actually improve, try something new. Try this 2+1 model. 2 things they did well. Hey, man, you did really good whenever we hung that piece of pipe. I like the way you got the ladder in place. You're very safe about where you placed it strategically, climbed up there, 3 points of contact on the way up, and you did the hanger and all that. But then you didn't look when you climbed down and you almost stepped on the leg of the roustabout. You would have fallen. So good and bad.
I hate tripping over those legs.
Oh, no. Yeah, because they stick out and you're looking up the whole freaking time. But you can do this one specific improvement, but then demonstrate it, show it to them. Set a micro goal, something measurable they can do by the next shift. So, for example, press 10 pecs joints with 0 rework. Now, if you're pressing pecs and you're reworking it, there's a problem anyway.
Y'all. Yeah, come on.
But confirm the feedback, okay? Let them repeat the instruction back to you. So tell me what we talked about. Well, you told me that here's the mistake I made. Here's what I did. But, man, you also said I did really good on the ladder. No, you did. That's the part they're going to get excited about. Good, let them get excited.
Yes, we love attaboys. Yes. Give them attaboys, but also give them that dadgummit, you should have learned this. Because we need those occasionally, too, so that we get better. And that's the thing I love about this 2-in-1 approach. You're giving them a couple attaboys, and then, hey, why don't you try to improve on this next time you do it, tomorrow when we come back in.
But what is it they say? It only takes 1 oh shit to remove 1,000 attaboys.
That's it.
And that's it. It's about right.
That's true.
No matter how good you do all day, every day, that 1 oh shit is like, okay.
Yeah, you get a big one, and it's,
Yep.
It wipes it
runs
clean,
it quickly. And then document all that. Yeah. If they're doing stuff wrong, take photos, put it in their file, say, look, we've talked about this before. We're going to have to correct this. Okay? But also keep their tasks rotating and keep them progressive. Don't keep them on a shovel digging a ditch all year long. Let them understand, look, you do move up from that. But also don't get stuck letting them cut strut for like 3 weeks straight. Man. I remember one of my first jobs, grab conduit and the portaband and cut stakes for all the rough ends that we were doing.
When I was out of clean room, at a point, I was working at one company, we had a hanger crew. And it was a boss and 2 apprentices, and they came in and put every hanger in. I loved it because they learned the right ways, and like they did some great hanger systems because of where we were. But it was like, dude, they're getting so limited though in their thoughts and processes.
That's all they know how to do now.
All they know how to do is build hangers. Do you know how to put the pipe together? No, I've never done that. I've just cut and built hangers. That's all I know how to do.
You know, one of the worst things to me ever, and I hate to say that happened in the union every time I saw it.
Yard dog for 5 years?
Yep.
I know a bunch of those.
You get a guy in a Connex, and man, he takes control.
And they're good.
He's amazing. There's not a piece or a part in that Connex that he can't tell you where it is and why it's there and who ordered it, when it came in. I mean, he can tell you everything about it.
Yep.
But he's so good about it, they never pull him out and say, okay, now you're going to go work in the field for a little while.
Yeah.
He gets stuck in there. They're like, I ain't replacing him.
Yeah.
And I've seen them.
They're too good.
Not 5 years, but I've seen them 3 and 4 years.
I've seen them 5th-year apprentices down there as the yard dog still. They're really good. Don't get me wrong.
Couldn't make a solder joint if they had to.
It's like, do you get to play with stuff? Do you want to come here? Let me teach you something real quick. Come here. Let me just show you how to do this just for a minute. I want you to learn something on the job. I see you working down there all the time, but I want you to put your hands on something.
And some of them get scared. They're like, no, I'm good. I'm going to keep doing this.
I don't want to mess that up. I'm the yard dog.
It's like, I got a good job here. I'm the most popular guy on the job. People call me all day, every day.
Luckily, some of them, they actually do get to be a yard dog for that company forever on jobs.
I don't know. Isn't that lucky?
Oh, well,
I would hate to be in the trailer all day, every day.
If that's what I learned for 5 years, I got 10,000 hours training to be the best yard dog I can be.
No doubt.
I'm going to keep my yard running smoother than anybody.
But can you pass your journeyman test?
No.
Probably not.
I mean, they probably could just studying like to do that. But what about the hands-on portion? I worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Major thing here, though, celebrate the wins.
Yeah.
Don't forget that part because those attaboys really do keep guys coming to work sometimes. Because sometimes we're ready to quit. We're tired. We're broke. They're breaking down. But a good attaboy, man, you did a great job today. I just want you to know I appreciate that extra effort I saw you put in. That's all they need.
And I love doing that in the morning huddle, but when you've got everybody together.
Yes.
You're like, man, look, I want to call somebody out here today. They did something amazing. Makes them feel really, really good. Mac McDonald says, work that cock, baby. Absolutely. I built trailers that have a diesel engine cooler. Best mobile break room I've ever towed. Man, that's pretty cool. You can build one for us. Randy'd like to have it out by the LeakPro slab.
Yeah. I'll just turn that into the shop. What do you
There
mean?
you go. There you go. All right, vehicle squirt.
Man, Upfit Standards per trade. Okay. And this is actually to speed up mobilization. If you actually standardize your vans, it's going to save tons of hours over the year.
Absolutely.
Set up your bin layouts per trade. Okay. If you've got multiple trades there that apprentices cycle through, have all of your plumbing vans set up pretty much identical, unless it's a specialty one. And then we know that that's special and that's understandable, but still keep as many things in the same layout as possible so that everybody automatically knows. Keep all the tools in the same spot. Boom. It's the same on every van we have. HVAC. Try to keep all those set up the same. Keep the tools in the same location. If you can match the tools to the plumbing, great. If it's not possible because of the layout, I understand that too. Then you've got electrical. Same thing. Try to set them up standard so that everybody knows in whatever van they hop in where they're actually going to look at. Print a laminated map for each of those different layouts. Put it all on one sheet so your guys know. Mount it in the van itself if you want. Hey, here's a guide if you ever need it. Position all your fast grab items near the doors. Your PPE that your floor protectors you put on every time, have that right there, easily accessible. Your consumables that you're using up all the time, have those close, easy to grab. Tools that are used every call. This is always simple for me because I always had a pouch, a little pocket or something, or a small bag. And that was the go. Boom. This is what I'm always carrying in for sure, just to get started. And then I'll get any other things I need.
And I have my go bag.
That's it. Like a little go bag, ready to go. Keep your heavy items low and centered so that there's no injuries that happen from dealing with it up top. It doesn't fall and break other things, stuff like that. Equip every van with inverters. You're going to need them in some spots.
You're going to need power.
So it's nice to have. Some label printers. Those are handy. They're small, but it's great to be able to label everything, all your stuff you've got. Some USB banks, some power banks handy. There's times we use them all the time. We like to have them around because when you're in a pinch, you need it, and you need to have it there ready to go. And keep them charged so that you actually have juice there whenever you're in that pinch. There's also some barcode SKUs that you can use to scan restocks. Put them on your bins, and boom, boom, boom. You can instantly scan it how many you need or what you used. But also, don't forget that safety actually matters. You really want backup cams on everything, even trucks and stuff, because sometimes that site gets blocked. You want to make sure that they can see what's going on.
And teach your people to walk around the van. You know, we've worked at companies that you had to put cones in front and behind it. And I hated that. I did. But you know what? You got familiar with looking behind your vehicle.
That's it. And another one, back in parking.
I love that.
For vans and stuff. Guys, most accidents happening in reverse is what I was taught in one of my driving programs for construction training. Most of them happen when you back up. So if you go ahead and back up when you pull in, not the blind side, on the side that you can see, when you go to leave, you can see everything going on. You can see everything going on, what's around, so that you don't injure anybody. It's a lot better.
Yep.
Lights, make sure it's got the right lights. Bulbs are good. Fire extinguishers, just in case something does happen. Major thing, though, a cargo barrier so that all the tools, all the materials don't impact that driver.
I've had a van that didn't have those before, and after I realized why they were important, it was like, man, never do that again.
That's it. You've got to have them. It's well worth it. You don't want to be able to just hop into the back. Get out, use the doors, guys. It's fine. But also, before rolling out a new van, weigh it.
Know your gross vehicle weight.
You have to know what it is. You also need to know what you can tow. If you haul stuff, you need to know what that hitch is rated for. Train your drivers on load securement. To have tie downs and stuff for the heavy equipment, things like that are inside. We used to do a lot of sewer machines and stuff. Keep that low, keep it to where it won't move, won't jog around. And we always had it kind of tied down, locked in, because you don't know what's going to happen on the road. Because I've had those crazy drivers that really want to get in a wreck with a commercial vehicle. And sometimes it takes some interesting driving, and you want to make sure everything is secure in your van ready to go.
Mm-hmm. I think this will get me where I'm going.
Yep. Looked out. Good job.
I know. Not bad for an old plumber. All right. So we're going to roll over into social media spotlight. And today we're talking about Fox Family HVAC. This week's spotlight is on them. So if you're in HVAC, this is must-watch content. Clear diagnostics, honest communication, and code-compliant installs. So check out the recent heat pump change-out video, because those are becoming more popular. Great sequence on static pressure testing, charge verification, and filter rack sealing. Techs can use these as micro lessons before your work shift, assign a clip, and have them report one takeaway. Smart content makes for smart crews. Scott, why did you pick Family or Fox Family HVAC?
Man, so something I've kind of been doing here lately is I'm trying to find some social media channels that are businesses.
I like that.
Out here promoting themselves, and that's what they're trying to do.
Which is what we teach people to do.
Like,
exactly.
That's it. That's what we teach all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what?
My channel started out as Texas Green Plumbing.
That's it. Let me look for some smaller channels out there that are just businesses trying to do the thing, what I love the most. But here we go. This is a Sacramento company up there. Since 2015, they've been doing heating and air for Sacramento and all the areas around.
So they started their company same time I did.
Yeah. They started YouTube back in 2015.
Smarter than me before I did.
76,000 subs. You got them beat. Good job.
I do.
But they're over 10 million views here, guys, with only 316 videos. It's pretty good.
And here's my deal. And you said you got them beat. Guys, they're an HVAC company.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be YouTubers.
Nope.
They're not trying to be the biggest YouTube channel in HVAC. At least they may not be. Or may not be trying right now. But yeah, go ahead, click on the videos there.
We're gonna start out. Let's start oldest real quick.
I like this.
Kick to some oldest back when they really started back in 2015, like we were talking. Starting your first.
And it looks like they really started shooting videos then too.
Yeah, that's it. Like introduction to what's going on, their daily vlog, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Got his contractor license. This is the story of how it all started and where they got to be. And I think that's really cool just to see some of the old things, how they actually got started. But now let's come to some of the newer current things. Now here, they're teaching how to fix some different things, how things actually work, cliches to avoid, how to be good, how to do your job right, different things like this. And it's what we're always talking about. How do you do it? How do you be the best? How do you get better? Different things and explanations to actually go through, teach your customers some things so that they understand a little bit, because there's a lot of parts to a HVAC system that most people have no clue what's going on. So your explanations, things like that, just a lot of different things, but it's a company out there putting that content out there.
Cool stuff.
Trying to show off more things.
I like it.
Biggest one, over 500,000 views, diagnosing a bad compressor. So pretty cool. Something I'm always saying, if you're in the trades, if you've got a business, great, get on there on socials, promote your business. If you don't, get on there and promote what you do and how you do it. I think that's very important.
I love that. Okay, best practices. If you're running a plumbing business, really any residential service company, and your phone stops ringing when the seasons change, and it happens, this one's for you. So let me ask you a question. Are you hoping for calls to come in, or do you have a strategy that keeps them coming in consistently? There's a big difference between random marketing and strategic marketing. And trust me, one of them will leave you broke. It'll leave you stressed out and scrambling when it slows down. I've laid awake in bed at night wondering, how do I make my phone ring? I've been there. Burning money on ads that doesn't work, relying on word of mouth, relying on even social media sometimes. You need things that you can dial up. So if you're just waiting for the busy season, that kind of marketing is like throwing darts in the dark with your eyes closed and hoping you hit a dartboard that isn't even there. But once you build a system, a real marketing plan that works 365 days a year, you quit guessing. You quit just throwing money at marketing and knowing that half of it's working, just you don't know which half. You start growing. Your phone rings, even in the slow months. If you build marketing that works, it does work. And you don't have to discount your prices just to keep the lights on. In fact, we're now using tools and AI strategies that tell us where and when to spend money, when to spend it, where to spend it, what to spend it on, and track how well it's working. And this is how to attract the right kind of customers. No more shotgun marketing. This is like sniper level, okay? Precision, and it's changing the game for residential service professionals. If you're ready to stop stressing about leads and start building a business that grows all year long, join me on August 22nd for my masterclass that we're running, How to Keep the Phone Ringing Year Round. I'll show you exactly how to build consistent lead flow. Now, we're going to talk about other things than just marketing, but this is one thing that is going to help you out. We'll even give you a sneak peek at some of the AI tools that are making it all possible. So register now, the seats are limited, and let's get your business on the path to predictable profits. And in order to find it, you go to residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch, LAUNCH. Now, guys, this video is sponsored by Residential Service Professionals, so go check that out. But it's also sponsored by me. Everything that I do on YouTube, I started doing 7.5 years ago. And I started doing it just like the Fox Family HVAC. I started doing it to grow my business. And it really did. It worked. We grew our business so well that we started scaling it, and then we ended up selling it. Because we got to a point we had to decide, am I going to keep doing plumbing, or am I going to do social media? Well, social media was a little bit more fun. Not really, but it's something that I enjoyed. So we decided, hey, we're going to go ahead and sell the company and do social media. But guys, if you want to use social media to help you grow your brand, your business, I made a free webinar. Go to www.justmettroger.com and check it out. I'll teach you that you don't need a lot of expensive equipment to start out. You don't need a lot of followers. You don't need a lot of views. So justmettroger.com, go check it out. And I'm telling you, I think you'll enjoy it. And then we have one more sponsor.
I was going to say, we'd like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. I always suggest checking out the complete kit. It's a business in a box, comes with both pieces of equipment that we build. That way you're covered for outdoor and indoor leaks, and you can find them exactly where they're at. So check out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. But also, if you're not familiar with how to do leak detection and the process of actually finding a leak on a system, give me a call, because I offer a 2-day in-person training where I'll teach you to locate lines, pinpoint locate leaks under a slab, outside of the slab, even how to determine where a sewer system's leaking, all from the double clean out outside of the home. So give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd be happy to talk about the equipment or the training.
I like this. Now, Matt, I was joking about that. It says, all right, gentlemen, got to go be a hero. When you come to visit, we'll talk about a new shop for Squirt. Go LeakPro. Love you. Bye. Brother, you be good. Be safe out there, and don't get too hot.
Yeah, stay
Guys,
cool.
we love what we get to do. We get to do this each and every day, and we get to do it because of y'all. So if this is something that you've enjoyed, do me a favor, share it with your friends. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified to tell you that we go live each and every day, except major holidays, at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Guys, we love it. We get to come in here and have fun and do what we do, but we get to do it because of you. So thank you so much for being here. Whatever you do today, do it safe and have fun.
Happy Friday Eve, everybody. Hope to see you back here tomorrow for Friday. You know it's going to be fun. Get out there and hit it effing hard. You know we will. Bye.
See y'all later.